Hey guys, welcome to my first Halloween tutorial. So today we're going to be doing a neon skull, but in order for it to be black light everywhere you go, you need to make a hat. So here I have Ask Yef, these are his hands. He's going to be making the hat for us. So you need a hat, some LED rope light, a screwdriver, a female adapter, and a glue gun. Oh, also a wire cutter. So first you want to split the ends, and you're going to connect the positive to the positive and the negative to the female adapter. Yes, Jeff. Then you're going to take the screwdriver, tighten that up, good to go. Just showing that when you plug it into the battery pack, it will light up. So unrope it. There's actually a sticky adhesive that you could take off to lay down the LED rope light. However, I recommend using a little bit of hot glue to really secure the lights down. If you want your neon light to be brighter, I suggest laying down at least 2 rows of these lights. However, we only did 1. I don't know why. But then you're going to go ahead and cut the end. There's marks where you're allowed to cut the wire, and then you're good to go. Boom. You got your LED blacklight hat. Alright, so now we're going to get started with the makeup. I first popped in these Crazy contacts. These are from Desio Eyes. Next, I am taking my NYX Wonder Pencil, which is perfect to outline the rough shape of your skeletal face, because if you make mistakes, you can wipe it away in 2 seconds. I did a couple times, not gonna lie. But you want to look at pictures for reference so that you can get an accurate face shape. Skeletal shape, whatever I'm trying to say. I actually looked at Crispy's video from last year. She did a skeleton that was really good, so I actually referenced her photo. Next, I'm going to start laying down color with the Makeup Forever Flash palette. I'm randomly picking up colors. This is the aqua shade in the palette, and I'm just going to start blending them onto my face. These cream colors are so easy to blend. You can really use a sponge, a brush, whatever you have, and just start kind of blending them together. I had no pattern in which I was placing the colors. You can place them however you want. So I'm just going in and putting down all the shades. If you didn't want to make this neon and you just wanted to make a colorful skull, you could use this and only this, and it would be perfect. So I take a smaller brush for smaller areas and then go back into the Sigma 3D Concealer Kabuki brush to blend in the rest. And we're pretty much just going to keep doing this until we have all the skull part that's not hollow laid down. Next, I'm picking up the black in the palette on a Tarte liner brush. And I'm just going to start outlining all the areas of the skeleton that are hollow and are going to be filled in black. This is just going to make it easier for me so that everything doesn't get lost, and also so that you guys can really see where everything is going to go. I want to warn you guys right now that I am a little bit all over the place in this video, just because when I do something more on the creative side, I hop around all over the place. Take a liner and line your waterline because we want that to be super black. And then I'm taking black face paint. This is Mayron black face paint. And I'm going to fill in the eye sockets. The reason I'm using the Mayron black face paint is because I find that the Makeup Forever Flash palette on my eyelids tends to crease. Even if I set it, I think it just creases on my lids. So I'm using a face paint for this area. And you guys are going to see that this also creases, but once you set it with black eyeshadow later, it will stay put. I'm also, as you guys can see, filling in my ears. I'm going to be filling in my neck, my nose. Pretty much, I'm going to be filling in everything by the end of this video. So for the mouth area, as you guys can see here, I'm picking up colors from the Flash palette, and I'm going to start swiping different colors in a vertical pattern around the mouth. I want these to mimic the lines that come up from the teeth, so the shading, and I want the teeth to fade into a bunch of different colors, so that's what I'm doing there. And then going ahead and finishing off the rest of the skeleton face that I did earlier. So I'm really excited about this because this is the Makeup Forever Blacklight Pigments. Blacklight pigment I found was so much easier to work with than blacklight paint, only because blacklight paint can be really streaky if you're not under blacklight. And these look good even when you're in normal lighting. So what I'm doing here is setting every color with its corresponding blacklight pigment. So blue with blue, yellow with yellow, you understand. And this is a first time trial using these pigments for me. So if you guys can see here as I'm patting the pigment in, I kind of wanted that like patchy artistic look, but then when I put it under blacklight it just looked patchy. So what I did was I patted the pigment in just to make sure I got enough color payoff, and then after I went in and smoothed it all out just like you would blend normal eyeshadow, because you want it to look really seamless. So now I'm going back into that Pixie black liner, and I'm just going to start frowning as hard as I can so that I can mimic those frown lines around the forehead. And then I'm taking a brush to kind of feather them out, blend away, going back into the black face paint and creating cracks all along my skull, shading around the temple. I'm also going to do some shading around the jaw, and with this I'm actually using black eyeshadow just because I found it was a little bit easier for me to do. And since I have the black eyeshadow out, I'm also going to set those lids because as you guys can see, they are creasing really badly. You always want to make sure to set them, so I'm using black eyeshadow because that is not cute. Moving on to the teeth. So with skeletal teeth, I found it easier, for me at least, to place down white first. Previously, when I've done skulls, I have put black lines down first, and that just made it a little bit more difficult for me to do. And I'm also creating a black line so I have a guide as to where my teeth need to go around my mouth. So I'm going to keep going in with the white paint, just creating little teeth. And they don't have to be perfect because we will touch them up as we go with shading and all the detail. And the back molars, you want to create those little lines, but I'm going to redo them anyways later because I need to lay down the black. So I'll show you guys that step later. So for the inside or the middle of the teeth, what you want to do is at the top of the tooth create like a little upside down triangle and then a thin line between the teeth. Little upside down triangle, line between the teeth. Keep doing that all throughout the teeth. And then I'm going to go back into the black and start to fade it into the teeth. I've said the teeth like 20 times. I focus most of the product on the outer part of the jaw, and then as you can see there, just fade it away. It's going to give you more depth, it's going to look more realistic, and make sure that you fade towards the teeth with black eyeshadow. I found it to be easier for me. And then you see those little white lines that we had made going into the black. I'm going to just remake them. They kind of look more x-ray-ish this way. Boom. Then of course, set the teeth with the Blacklight white pigment because you want your teeth to glow also. I was under the impression that my teeth were going to glow anyways because white usually glows under blacklight. I was wrong. It didn't glow that much. The pigment makes it glow a lot more, so just FYI for you guys. And then, of course, I'm bouncing around here and adding any more shading where I see fit. So under the eyes, I felt like I needed a few more cracks in my skull, so I went in and did that. And then going back into my white paint, I'm going to add highlights throughout the skull, random areas, so like on the brow bone, between the brows, in between these shadows that I did here. So after all the white highlighting, I'm pretty much done with the skull. Now I'm moving on to the body. I'm just painting my whole body, pretty much everything, in black body paint. This is optional, and I did a sloppy job, but I figured my wig was going to be covering most of it, so it didn't really matter anyways. This was really hard to get out of my ears. I'm pretty sure I still have paint in certain places. Anyways, moving on. I'm going into the white paint now and creating the bones. Now, I wouldn't say my bones are very accurate. Literally decided to do this last minute, wasn't sure I was going to do it, so you may want to reference another skeletal photo, because after I saw it I was like, wait, my bones don't look right, but you know what, the effect was there, so that's all that matters. And I'm just shading them with the blue blacklight pigment, and then of course you want to go over all of that with the white neon pigment as well, or the white blacklight pigment. And of course, the finishing touch to this look is a wig. Lucky for me, this wig was glowing for my intro shots. This wig is from Hair He Goes on Instagram. I will link him down below. And that is the finished makeup look with no black light. This is just under normal light. But of course, if you guys make the hat, you can be black light everywhere. Really hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
I'm rolling.